Welcome back, Embers, or if you're new here, welcome to the Campfire Crew. My name is Stone. My pronouns are they, them, and today, as you can probably tell by the title, we are going to be doing an eyeshadow look inspired by the creator Laura Force. So I'm not going to talk too much. I've already filmed this video before and I talked way too much, so I'm going to get into the look and we will talk then. Okay, be right back. Okay, so first thing, obviously, is using an eyeshadow primer. I'm using the Milani one. I am almost done with this, but I feel like it's still gonna take absolutely freaking forever. I'm having to like fold it to even get anything out. But I've been doing that for months and it's still not done. To be fair, I don't do my eyeshadow very often. If I did it every day, it would probably just floof everywhere from the freaking cats. It would probably be done by now. Another thing I do want to warn you guys about is I have very bad vision. So when I'm doing makeup, I have to do it very close to my face. There we go. I found the lid. Again, can't see anything. So what we're going to do today, like I said, we're going to do a look inspired by Laura Force. And I've looked at their Instagram, I've looked through their YouTube. I kind of already had an idea of some of the looks I associate with this creator. And there's a certain type of look they do. First of all, we're going to start with the color in my Carnival 3 palette, Reef, because it is a mint color, and Laura Force has talked many times about how they love the color mint. They love mint eyeshadows. They did a whole week of mint eyeshadows. So it's really a color I associate with them. So when I thought about this idea, which I want to do at least one more of these, maybe more. This makeup brush is so tilted from drying weird. I'm going to use, there's a really good mirror on the Sephora Wishing You palette, and it is much smaller than holding up my whole Carnival 3 palette. So when I was thinking of doing this and I thought, oh, I should do Laura Force, I immediately thought of mint. So we're going to do a mint look. But like I said, when I think of this creator, there's a couple looks that come to mind. Not saying they only do one or two looks, but there are definitely looks I associate with them. And that's kind of what brought me to do this kind of video that is going everywhere. This brush is so messed up. And I'm hot. Okay, give me a second. Okay, sorry, I'm a bit all over the place. But what brought me to do this video in the first place is I find that there's a lot of influencers and just people in general who do their makeup in a very specific way, where when I see one of their looks, I automatically know it's them, or I just like, they have such a style with their makeup. I think I'm one of these people too, actually. Like the way I build my makeup looks are very similar throughout all of my looks. So I wanted to gain inspiration from some other creators, and Laura Force is definitely someone I heavily associate with not only certain types of looks, but also I think the looks they do are so different from the ones that I do on the regular. You know what? I'm just going to use this smaller brush. It'll just be easier than that crooked one. So we're going back into Reef. So I knew when I decided to do this series that I wanted to do Laura Force, and the kind of look we're doing today is really interesting for a couple of reasons. One of the things I find so interesting about some of the looks that Laura Force does, she'll do these looks that are using these really bright, colorful shades, but she won't like go into too much depth. She does use depth sometimes, but there's these looks she does that I'm trying to kind of imitate the vibes of, where they're like really bright, colorful mid-tone outer corners, and then really light, ethereal, beautiful shimmers on the inner corner to the middle inner, like to the midpoint of the eye. And that's the kind of look I'm trying to recreate today. I think it's so fun and unique that she does these looks that don't go with too much depth, but actually uses like really bright, bold colors to do that. Because I find a lot of creators who don't use a lot of depth also tend to steer away from color, because the reason they're not using depth is because they want something neutral and natural, and she does these looks without like the intense outer corner that like I would do, where it's really, really dark on the outer corner. That's the kind of look I love. But instead of doing that, she just does these really bright, vibrant colors, but just doesn't use like a crazy amount of depth on the outside, and it creates these really pretty ethereal looks, and I just think they're so fun. So that's the style we're doing today. I'm gonna take this brush and I'm gonna go in with that mint shade really close to the lower lash line. I feel like honestly most creators don't blend out their lower lash line as much as I do. Like, that's not super common. I know some of them do. Like, I'm pretty sure I got the idea from Beauty Bean. I think it's Batty Bean now, right? But a lot of creators also will take their shadows really close to the lower lash line. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to look in real close to this mirror and get under my freaking lower lashes and push them up. And I can't really talk when I'm doing this because my hands freaking shake. So it's actually genuinely so hard not to smudge out my lower lash line so much. Okay, and we'll just do like the outer third. I think that's pretty good. Let's do the other eye. Oh, it's already, my left eye waters so much. It's so watery. I literally have to lift up my lower lash line, like my lower lashes, to do this. There we go. I think that's pretty close to the lower lash line. Quite tight lined for me. Not used to it. And then all I need to do is actually take a glitter glue, and I use the, what are you? The Too Faced glitter glue. This was a gift. So was the Milani, actually. But I did rebuy the Milani one when I thought I lost the first one. But I found the first one, so now I'm trying to finish it up. Do I want to do this with a brush? No, I'll do it with my finger because I find that Too Faced can lift product if you use it with a brush. So I'll use it with a brush just on the inner corner. But over where I already laid the makeup, I will just dab it on with my fingers. That's good for that side. A little for the other side. And I actually, because I don't do these like really light, pretty ethereal looks that I'm trying to kind of gain inspiration, that I'm using as my reference point for Laura Force, I don't actually own, I'm gonna use this actually. It's for your eyebrows, but I feel like it's gonna be really good at getting into my inner corner and lower lash line and just adding a little bit of glitter glue. Just a little bit. I don't own any shimmers light enough for this look. So what I am gonna do is mix two shimmers together. Oh, that's scary. Okay, that almost went into my eye, but it did not. Having shaky hands and doing makeup means a lot of random makeup gets into my eye, which is not good. It is very irritating to my eye specifically. So yeah, I'm gonna have to mix two colors. It's not gonna be the exact kind of look we're going for, but I just literally can't do that kind of look because I don't have a mint, really light blue, minty kind of shimmer or topper that I can use. So what I am gonna be doing is closing my freaking glitter glue, first of all. But second of all, I'm going to be going into this Def Leppard palette, and we're going to go into the shade Sea of Love, which you can kind of tell is pretty dark, I would say, considering what we're going for. I'm going to lay down a little bit of this, and then I'm going to go in with a much lighter topper on top of that to try and lighten it up a lot. So yeah, we're just gonna, this is actually really, really pretty color. It's a bit too, the other thing about the shade is that I closed the palette for some reason. It's a bit too blue, and the topper we're gonna add on top of it has kind of a minty reflect, so we're gonna be using that to our advantage. But I'm just gonna, oh, my eye feels weird. What is that? What is that? I feel like I'm gluing my upper and lower lash line together. Okay, I'm gonna go back in with that eyebrow brush. And we're gonna use that again for fine lines and my under eye. Oh, this is the scary part. I think I used it all. Okay. We'll tap that in again. We'll see if this kind of, all the blue will actually make the blue in my eyes pop. They're hazel. I have hazel eyes. They're like very bright blue on the outside and then kind of browny olivey on the inside. Really depends on the lighting you're looking at me from. I really struggled to say that. But yeah, I just think it's so interesting the way different people do their makeup, the kind of styles they develop. I find it so fascinating. Especially when they develop a style without meaning to. When they just kind of find something they like and then do that. And just keep doing that. It's so, like I said, so fascinating. Okay, so there we are. Next, I'm going to go back into the first brush, and the shade we're going to be using is again from my Carnival 3 palette, and it's the shade Vanilla. It's this one right here. It looks really white, but it has this like bluey green flip to it. I don't know if you'll be able to see it on camera, but we're going to add that on top to both lighten it and to try and make this a little more mint colored as opposed to straight up just blue, because these two shades are not the same at all. So same exact process. I think that's still a little too blue. I don't think this is making it quite minty enough, but it's definitely helping lighten. And it is a little better. I should probably leave that alone and use the better brush. Oh, I have an eye exam tomorrow. Gonna get some new glasses. Maybe. I actually don't know if I can afford to buy new glasses, but I will at least know what my new prescription is and then be able to get them next month. Okay, this is getting a little kind of everywhere on my lower lash line, but that's just gonna have to be how it's gonna have to be, you know? Can't really control how much my hand shakes. Actually, I kind of can. It's called eating properly, sleeping properly, drinking water. Even then, I still have a bit of a tremble. But those things help, you know, all the normal things that would help someone with a shake help me with a shake. Yeah, I think that's the look. The thing that always surprises me about this, I did this last time, like I said, this is a refilming. The thing that surprised me last time and still surprises me is how few steps this is. And if I had a shade for the inner corner that was actually proper, you know what I'm going to do actually? I'm going to add another step. I'm going to add this shade. It's got a little bit of a green flip. And that should add a little bit of that kind of green tone to make it more minty. I'm going to start with the inner corner so it's not that noticeable, but if it works, I'll put it everywhere. I just want to see. Did that do anything? Maybe? I'm gonna try that again. I don't know if you can really tell that there is a difference at all. Oh, actually, I think so. I think so. Oh, you know what? Actually, I did another thing. I actually added a silver glitter on top. I don't think that made a difference. To try and make it lighter, I don't think it made any difference, but I think this is. I don't think it's necessarily making it look, oh, maybe it is making it look a little more green, but it's definitely lightening it up just a little bit more. So yeah, I think I just need to add some mascara, and that's it. It really surprises me. Again, what I was trying to say before I got distracted is it surprises me how few steps this takes. When you're not trying to deepen out your outer corner so much, it doesn't take as long to do your makeup. Like, I will sit for an hour and do my makeup because when I do my makeup, I'll take one shade through the crease, I'll blend it out with a lighter shade, I'll deepen the outer corner, then I'll deepen it out again with like a really dark shade or a black, and then I'll do like 2 different shimmers, maybe a different shimmer for the inner corner, repeat the whole thing on my lower lash line. It takes time to do a really deep outer corner if you want a really nice gradient, and I want a really nice gradient. That's before I ever did makeup, I painted, not professionally or anything. I just like to paint. I colored a lot as a kid. I was always doing like artistic stuff. I loved colors, and one of the things I really always stressed about was a perfect gradient. So with my makeup, I'm still like that, where I'm like, the gradient must be beautiful. So when I have a dark outer corner and a really light inner corner, the whole time I'm like, the gradient, it must go from really dark to really light, and you can't really tell the difference between where it starts and where it stops. The gradient must be chef's kiss, beautiful, incredible. So for me, doing a deep outer corner takes, mascara, takes a lot of freaking time. It's a lot of like back and forth and mixing shades together, and this is just really quick. It's really quick, but it's also really pretty. It's really pretty. It's a really pretty look. There's no wonder I wanted to freaking impersonate the look. It's a beautiful look. And I'm going to use my lightest lipstick, which is the Maybelline Ultimate in the shade More Stone, which every time I use, I find so funny because that is me. I am Stone. It is named after me. I mean, obviously it's not, but I think it's hilarious. This is the lightest lipstick I own. I don't own a lot of light lipsticks. I only own like 3 lipsticks total, so. And because my lips are so freaking small, having the really thin sticks as opposed to a bullet is so helpful. Because it can let me get into all of the crevices of my very small lips. Like a traditional bullet lipstick is just too big to really get into those crevices. So I love these styles of lipsticks. Also, I find this a very comfortable matte. This doesn't really smell like vanilla right now, which is weird. This is new. Why doesn't it smell like vanilla? Does the other one? Nope, I can't smell it. Maybe I just can't smell right now. I don't know. Most of my coworkers have had a cold recently, so I might be picking up a cold. Anyway, oh, I did my finger into that. I think, oh, I should probably do blush. Okay, I can do blush. I can do blush. I have to use this brush instead of an actual blush brush because I lost mine and I only have one. So that's awkward. We're going to try and do this really quick, throw on a highlighter, and then be done. I'm going to try and take, hello, I tapped all of the product off, kind of a lighter hand. It's hard to do a light hand with this tiny little, sorry, my camera cut out, but I got this from DW. It's the highlighter I'm going to be using if you missed that part. I don't even know if that, I should probably put on a little more highlighter on that side. On that side. I should also drink some freaking water. Yep, I think that is it. Let me grab my glasses, which fell on the floor. So I didn't really do the rest of my face inspired by Laura Force, mostly because I don't have that many products. So I can't really do the rest of my face inspired by anyone because I don't have enough different types of blushes, different types of lipsticks. I don't even have lip liners. Like, I just don't have the stuff to do that. But the eyeshadow is inspired by Laura Force. Love this look. It's really cute. I should actually do more looks like this in different colors. I know they do a lot of looks like this in purple, which are really cute. Anyway, I'm excited to do this again. Let me know what you thought. If you have, I know one creator I want to do this with, but if you have any ideas for other creators I should take inspiration from, let me know. Yeah. Okay, bye guys.